Jason, when it's all said and done, which teams are actually looking for head coaches? We're all guessing and assuming and playing the game.
What
What
are we
happens?
at, 4 right now that are out there? Cleveland, San Francisco, Philly. I'm trying
Tennessee,
to remember.
Tennessee, and Miami. So there's 5.
Tennessee. I'm not sure how much they're looking or not. They may stay with Malarkey. I know Miami's in there. Indianapolis is going to join the fray today.
Yep.
At some point in time. San Diego's iffy. I think they're on the fence, but leaning towards keeping Mike McCoy. We'll see what happens with Coughlin.
Saints
shortly.
Saints.
Saints could be if they decide to trade Peyton. Which if he's if that's a second round pick for Sean Payton, line me up. Fine, I'll give you a second round pick. How fast do you want it?
Yeah.
That's how I would look at it. So I think ultimately probably 7 is about the number, give or take.
What's the best job? Incorporating, resources, fan base, ownership.
Well, there are two jobs that jump to the front. The New York Giants are probably the best job because you understand the consistency with which John Mara and Steve Tisch, but mostly John Mara, makes decisions, and that he will put a GM in place, he'll put a coach in place, and he'll let them do their job, and he will come in and make the big decisions. Like if there's a disagreement, he'll help settle it, but he's not going to micromanage. So that's really the best operation, and they've done it that way for years and years and years and years. The next best job, and climbs up there pretty high, is the Indianapolis Colts because you have the quarterback for the next 10 years. In the Giants' case, you have an established quarterback, but he's 34, so he's probably playing 2, 3, 4 more years, something like that.
Yep.
With Indianapolis, you have a quarterback who everybody believes in, even though he had a really bad year this year and got hurt, but you believe that he's going to be a guy for 10 years, and if you do it right, you're going to be cashing 10 years worth of checks.
Yeah, but do you want to take that job with Gregson still being the GM?
Well, I think that depending on the power of the coach, you have the opportunity to say that Gregson goes.
Okay, and they'd be okay with that. There you go. Jason Cole, Bleacher Report here on CBS Sports Radio, Tiki and Tierney Show.
Jason, what about the Eagles? What is Jeffrey Lurie looking at? We heard what he said. Obviously, Chip Kelly didn't fit the people person side of the equation in Philadelphia, but I think that's a good job as well.
I think it's a good job because, again, Jeff Lurie will generally stay out of the way. I kind of wonder about the interference that's going on the personnel side, and how that's going to work. I would want to have a really clear idea of who's picking the players, what impact does Howie Roseman have, can I work with Howie Roseman in this situation? And the downside is, look, there's not a quarterback, at least not one that you really truly believe in. Sam Bradford's did okay this year, pretty good comeback year after missing the previous year and a half. But do you really think that he's the franchise guy who's going to lead you to the promised land? And if the answer is no, then you're back to the drawing board. But I think that the organization itself is relatively stable, and depending on some of the answers that I would get on the personnel side, I think it can be a good job.
All right.